The new play and earn protocols, PulseMafia.io and BNBMafia.io, offer players a real chance to make some actually good money. In this video, I really want to have a look and do what we kind of call moon maths, really to see what is the real potential that you can make in this game. Hello everyone, welcome back to KvltDeFi. This is the channel where we bring you the latest and greatest in innovations in tech in decentralized finance, quite specifically on Pulse Chain. But for today, we're going to be delving into Pulse Chain and on the Binance Smart Chain, or BNB Chain, this is now called. MAFIA is getting closer and closer, and every time I'm talking to people on stream, or when I'm talking to people outside of the live situation, the question always pops up: how much money can we actually make playing this game? And you know, in MAFIA, there's actually over 50 different ways you can get paid, all through doing different in-game tasks. So things like robbing banks, or robbing hot dog carts, or smuggling alcohol, or smuggling narcotics, or whatever it is. But the number one way that families are going to earn in this game are by getting payments out of the vault. So anyone that doesn't know, on MAFIA, the MAFIA token itself actually has buy and sell tax, but all of those taxes, 100% of those taxes, go to what we call the vault. Okay, they actually go to what we call the taxman, and then the taxman will deposit those funds into the vault. Now, the vault will pay out 10% of its value every single week to the top 5 families. Okay, so number 1 family, first place, will get 30% of the 10%. Second place will get 25%, third place will get 20%, fourth place 15%, and the 5th place will get 10%. Okay, so in this video, what I really want to show you is actually how much they can make as it stands now, how much they can make in the future, really. Okay, I didn't call this moon maths for any other reason. Then let's really have a look at moon maths. Okay, so if we actually go to PulseMafia.io on the homepage, you can see immediately on the homepage here. See, we have right now 1,045 active players. We have 19 active crime families, and the vault right now is sitting at pretty much 6 billion pulse. Okay, if we go and click on the tab up here, we can actually really have an in-depth look and see how much money is actually going to be in this vault. So we can see here, if we look into the vault, we can actually see that right now we have pretty much 6 billion. So that's 6 billion. Actually, at today's PLS price is $321,000. Okay, so on the right hand side here, we can see we have our taxman. So the taxman will actually collect all of those buy and sell tax and into the vault. Okay, when the game fully launches, this vault will start paying out, like I said, 10% of its total value every single week to the top 5 families. Okay, so if we have a look on here on the families tab, we can see right now that on PLS, the Yakuza are actually in the top place, the number 1 family. Okay, so the Yakuza, if we hover here on the right hand side, we can see that the Yakuza will be earning 179 million pulse every single week. That's based on where the vault stands right now. And don't forget, we're still in early access actually, so this vault is actually going to continue to increase before we actually get to full launch. So if we have a look here, what it is 179 million pulse. Okay, now let's jump over to one of my favorite little crypto websites to look at. It is cryptobubbles.net. So as we can see, we have PLS and BNB. So if we click on PLS and type in, what did we say, 179 million. So we can see that the Yakuza, the top family, are actually set to earn $9,500 every single week from the vault. Now, bear in mind, that is based on today's pulse price. Okay, so let's take our moon maths into consideration, and let's just say a very simple and easy, a 10x. So if pulse does a 10x from here, that means that top family will actually be earning $95,000 every single week. Every single week. I like those numbers, don't you? Okay, if we have a look now on BNB, so we've jumped over to BNB, we can see here that right now the BNB vault is actually 40% of the way to its target, right? Its target is 500 BNB. So right now we have 202 BNB in there, worth approximately today is 122,000. So realistically, we can say when the vault hits its 500 BNB target, that 500 BNB, based on today's BNB price, will equate to around $300,000. So it's really approximately the same as the vault on Pulse Chain. Okay, so if we were to say then that let's look at our top family over on this side. So the top family over on this side are the original gangsters, right? And at the moment, they are geared up. If we look over on the right-hand side, they are geared up to be getting 6.1 BNB every single week. Now, that is based on the vault being 40% of the way to its target. And that is also based on today's BNB price, okay? So let's have another look again at crypto bubbles. So we can see at the moment, 1 BNB is actually about $600, okay? So at the moment, that top family are going to be earning 6 BNB every week, which equates to $3,600, okay? So now let's again do our moon math, right? And let's say we expect BNB again to do a 10x. So BNB at $6,000 at the top of this cycle. Is that possible? We'll have to wait and see. Okay. But some people I'm talking to are telling me it's even higher than that. So if we were to say then that the top family, number one, the vault gets to its 500, right? Which means that that top family will actually be pulling 15 BNB every single week. When it gets to that stage, based on today's BNB price of $600, that is $9,000 every single week, okay? So if we take into consideration then our moon math again, some people I've been talking to have been telling me that BNB is going to go to $10,000, etc. But I would just say, if it does a 10x from today, that puts it at $6,000, okay? So $6,000 times 15 is $95,000 every single week, okay? So we can see that the top family on Pulse and the top family on BNB can earn around the same every single week. So based on our moon math, $90,000 every single week. I'll say that again. The top family on MAFIA, based on our little bit of moon math, we only did a 10x. Our little bit of moon math shows that the top family can earn $90,000 every single week. That is based on a 10x from today's price on both. Now, what do we think will happen at the top of the next cycle? Or what do we think will happen at the top of the cycle after that? All right. We already know, speaking to Jacob. Jacob has said that this game is really designed to go on for, it could be going on for 20 years. What kind of money are the top families going to be pulling from this game in the future? It absolutely boggles my mind. So there you go. That was our little bit of moon math for today, right? If you're interested in having a look at MAFIA and potentially playing MAFIA, you can see down here in the banner below. It costs you 2,000 MAFIA to create a character. On BNB, that is approximately 60 cents, maybe 50 cents. And on Pulse Chain, that is approximately $1.50, right? If you're thinking about starting your own family in MAFIA, I would definitely suggest you jump into the Telegrams first. Introduce yourself to the communities and find out what's going on. It might be the case that there are some families out there that you would fit in with, or it might be the case that starting your own family might be the way to go. I would definitely recommend jumping over into Telegram first, though. Alternatively, you can reach out to me, KvltDeFi, KvltDeFi on X, and KvltDeFi on Telegram. You are more than welcome, or you can simply leave a comment down here below, and I will get back to you. Okay. Listen, if you enjoy what we do here, please like, subscribe, share this around. If you have any people out there, or if you are an influencer yourself and you have a community behind you and you would like to look at MAFIA and you think that starting a MAFIA family might be up your street, I can tell you right now that we already have a few influencers that already have their own families on MAFIA as well. Reach out to me. Let's have a chat and see what we can do. Remember, there are over 50 different ways to get paid in MAFIA. The vault is only one of them.
Well, what do you think about a little moon math session? Now, something as well to keep in mind, right? All of those numbers, everything that we just went through, yes, we're basing it on the price of the of Pulse and BNB going up, but What happens when the number of users 10x's? What happens when the number of families 10x's? That means that the vault will continue to grow also. I'm just basing all of these numbers just on the 6 billion pulse that are in there now and the 500 BNB, which are going to be in there. What happens when the vault itself is at 20 billion pulse or 50 billion pulse? Okay, let's just say, for argument's sake, what happens if the vault was to get to, let's say, 5,000 BNB? That would put the vaults at around $2.5 to $3 million each. So in that case, the vaults would actually be paying out a hefty chunk of money. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, remember, nothing I say here is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy here on the internet who likes to talk about things that are really cool. And MAFIA, the Planar, SocialFi, and GameFi protocols are really cool. And we can see that based on our little bit of moon math, the top families could easily be pulling in $500,000 a week at some stage. $500,000 a week. Now that is the moon math that I like. Subscribe. I'll catch you all on the next one.